now listening to the legendary Vinyl
He's the raw G,
Esquire.
Brucie B, kick a break. He's the raw G, Brucie B, Brucie B.
Vinyl Esquire.
Once again, the award-winning sound of New York Scottish, the sound of Hollywood, and Brucie!
Vinyl Esquire.
Light, action, camera, it's all there! Rooftop, New York City, Hollywood,
Brucie B.
A legend in the clubs, the streets, and on the tapes, as well as the DJ for the Chief Rocker Busy B and DJ for Love Bug Starsky. Big round of applause for the legendary
Brucie B.
What you wanna do? Let's get busy. Get off, hop, stop playing. Once again, cool and slick. The sound of Brucie B and he's on the mix.
Like fucking woman from uptown, downtown, in town, out of town. We got it going on. 145, it's famous, baby. Here we go. It's the world famous Brucie B on a special mixtape.
Hello world, I want to welcome you to Vinyl Esquire, the podcast that delivers culture, truth, music. Would you join me, please, in welcoming DJ Rip?
Hello world, I want to welcome you to Vinyl Esquire, and my name is DJ Rip, and Vinyl Esquire is the DJ podcast that uplifts the DJ culture and honors our legends. And without further ado, I want to get right into it, and I want to welcome to Vinyl Esquire, the legendary, iconic, Bronx-born, Harlem-bred. I want to get right into it and welcome to Vinyl Esquire, the legendary DJ, Brucie B.
Rip, what up, baby? World famous, you're on the check-in. What's going on?
The world famous Brucie B. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Can't complain.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
man. Well, it's a pleasure to interview you for Vinyl Esquire. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to peel back some layers and we're going to get into your history. So, Brucie B, tell me who or what made you want to be a DJ?
Oh, what made me want to be a DJ? My man Herbie, young cat, about 12, 13, 14. His uncle had DJ equipment. And it was used to be like 10 or 15 of us, he'll let everybody try, but out of everybody, I was the only one that knew how to, like play, because I used to watch, I've seen it from the beginning, the Grandmaster Flash, the Theodores, the Love Bugs, the DJ Hollywoods, Kaz. I've seen it from a young show. I always wanted to do it, but I wasn't sure I knew how to do it. But once I got my chance to do it, I just knew how to do it. It was just something that I just know how to, I just did.
So you're originally from the Bronx, correct?
I'm really from the Bronx, yes, sir.
What year would you say that you started getting the bug to be a DJ, and what year would you say that you started DJing?
Okay, the year I started getting a buzz about DJing, that would be like in 79. But I actually started DJing about 81, 82. Yeah, I had met Star Child, and I started DJing in this club. It used to be 371 old school club, but then they changed it to the living room, and that's when I started DJing, actually DJing. When I got with Star Child, the Chief Rocker Star Child, rest in peace.
Got you. So you said that was in about 81?
Yeah, about 81, 82, yeah.
So what was your first DJ name?
My first DJ name was Brucie B, DJ Brucie B.
So you've been Brucie B from day one?
Since day one, yes, sir.
So talk to me a little bit about those early years for Brucie B, 80, 81. Talk to me about, the whole beginning.
But like the early years for Brucie B was doing a lot of family functions, doing the family parties. I had the pleasure of being around hip-hop icons like Grandmaster Caz. He used to hang on my block. So basically my whole routine was Grandmaster Caz routine,
Wow,
and
okay.
like the early stage, it was just like, going in the house, being a bunch of us being in the house just DJing, until, like I said, when I got with Star Child, that's when everything changed for me. Because Star Child was always like a club DJ. Star Child, he did Disco Fever, he did the Hilltop, and like most of the places he played, I played because he always took me with him. So, like the early beginnings for me was like being around Love Bug, Starsky, Junebug, Disco B, Ronnie DJ, who else played in the disco? Because I used to be in the Fever a lot.
Okay,
I
gotcha.
was always around like major, like back in that time, the major cats as far as DJing, the Grandmaster Flash, and everybody played at the Fever. Everybody had a night in the Fever. and Star Child had Atlantic Fever. But I was just like, just paying attention, observing, never say nothing. I used to be the guy on the side,
right,
like a little intern. I got my my first gig with Star Child in the living room, and then he took me to the Hilltop. Now the Hilltop was the after-hours spot, right? The after-hours spot didn't open at 3:00.
3:00 in the morning, right?
3:00 in the morning. So at 16, telling my mom I'm going to an after-hours spot to go DJ at 3:00 in the morning.
So wait, did you have your own equipment at this time?
I didn't get my own equipment until, and I mean, that was way after I was playing in clubs. Like, I didn't get my own equipment until, like, I want to say, like the 90.
Wow. So wait a minute.
Yeah.
So you played, okay, so you learned how to DJ. You're talking early 80s, 80, 81, but you never had your own equipment. Never had your own equipment.
Never had my own equipment.
Wow.
I always had somebody else's equipment. Or, my man Danny Spanish, Danny had equipment. He'll let me hold his equipment, but I never had my own where, like, I could be at my house practicing every day.
Wow.
Every day.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay.
See, that was like, that was the 80s. I say like 82, 83, because when I was playing there, Star Child was playing in Disco Fever. So it's like after Disco Fever closed, which closed at 4 in the morning, everybody would come to the Hilltop, and that'd be like another party until like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 o'clock. Yeah, that was like, and mostly like back in them days, it was a lot of after-hour spots, because after the bar closed, everybody would go to the after-hour spot,
right?
And continue the party. So most of my like early DJing was in the after-hour spot until it was the incident in Disco Fever, and Love Bug couldn't play that night, and Sal told me to play, and that's when everybody noticed, like, B really know how to play some music. and from there, I got my little spot. I had my little spot in the Fever. I caught me a spot in the Fever, but then I had this tape. I did this tape with Hollywood. I did a tape with Hollywood that got out, and by then Gus was given to open the Rooftop. But when he got a hold of the tape, he was like, "Yo, B, you just come down here and do your own thing and have your own," And that's when I went to the Rooftop.
Okay.
To roller skating ring.
So where was the tape with you in Hollywood recorded at? Was that at the Fever?
Yeah, it was at the Fever. Yeah. Because, see, I was the DJ. I was the DJ used to cut and scratch. But I took my style, like, Junebug. See, a lot of people don't, like a lot of people don't really know Junebug because, Junebug got killed back in the 80s. But Junebug was the meanest DJ. I mean, hands down, for me, the meanest DJ I ever seen play some records. It wasn't about cutting and scratching. He just know how to mix records where you never heard the mix. You just be dancing. You probably dance to about 15 songs until you realize this dude don't change the record 15 times, and you didn't even realize.
Wow, okay.
He was that nice. Junebug was nice, yeah, he was nice.
And
yeah,
Junebug, rest in peace, Junebug was the main DJ at the Disco Fever, correct?
Disco Fever, yeah. Him and Love Bug Starsky.
Right, absolutely.
Because their routine was like, those two routines was like crazy.
And rest in peace, Love Bug. These are both.
Love Bug, yes, rest in peace, yes.
These are both legendary hip-hop icons, DJ Junebug and Love Bug Starsky.
Bug Starsky, yeah.
So a tape started circulating with you and Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Another legendary DJ, and this was recorded, and this happened at the Disco Fever, right? So what year would you say this is now?
Yeah, I would say that's like 83, because I went to the Rooftop that same year.
And the Rooftop was a disco roller rink in Harlem, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's talk about that. Now you're going to the Rooftop, and were you the main DJ at the Rooftop?
Yeah, I became the main DJ because like the Rooftop, they had Solo Carton with the DJ. They had Howie D with the DJ. And, they had like different nights. I came in on a Wednesday. I had ladies' night.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
then my night went from every night. And then I started playing every night.
So the Rooftop is also a legendary landmark in hip-hop history. And isn't this where a young Teddy Riley came out from?
Yep. The whole Uptown Andre Harrell came out of Rooftop. All that came out of the Dougie Fresh. Yeah, but Teddy Riley came out of the Rooftop. That's where he did like a lot of his recording up there in the Rooftop. Uptown Records came from the Rooftop, Andre Harrell. Wow. He was there too. So yeah, a lot of people came through that Rooftop.
So the world famous Brucie B, I believe, is attached to the Rooftop from a historical standpoint. So talk to me just a little bit about how the Rooftop and that experience happened, because I want to get into what made you decide to start recording your mixes and getting that in the streets. So talk to me a little bit about that.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So now, like the Rooftop, right? I used to always record. Like, that was like the thing to do. Like, that's what we did. Like all the DJs back then, the Chief Rocker Star, Love Bug, we always record, my sets. But I used to like basically like give my tapes away, you know, but never not knowing, you know, like, you know, I wasn't looking at the big picture until Gus say, yo, see, you got to stop giving these things away for free and start charging them and start charging people for the tapes. Mm. So I started doing that. I started charging people for that. So now, you know, it was like, I'll shout you out while you there, you know, because it was like mostly like, you know, street guys in there, you know.
Right.
I shout you out. They would pay for that tape, but they would pay a little bit more because their name was on that tape.
Gotcha.
So
and
I used to get, you know.
You talking about like street hustlers, right?
Yeah, the street hustlers, you know. So, you know, everybody was in the Rooftop.
Gotcha.
Everybody who had a couple of dollars was in the Rooftop, you know, and everybody skated.
Right.
So, you know, everybody skated. So, you know, I shot people out, got 00 in the building, you know, and so, yeah, I need that. But, you know, it got to where the guys who didn't even come would like send their girlfriends, oh, I need that tape. And it just became a thing with the tape, you know, and then when it really got big when I did a tape for Alpo.
Right.
And I mean, I was getting, for one tape, I was getting $100.
Alpo was a street hustler at that time.
At the time, yeah.
Pretty notorious in the streets. Right.
Yeah, you know, see, you know, like his story is, you know, when I was dealing with him, it was before he got to DC and started, you know, that different, you know, but when I was, you know, when he was in Harlem, I used to sell him tapes, Rich Porter, AZ, DB, anybody who had cash had a Brucie B tape.
So let me ask you this question, because a lot of the names that you're mentioning are legendary street names and street cats, right? So let me ask you this question. So, all right, what year was this? Is this about 85 now?
Yeah, it's about 85, yeah.
Okay,
85,
so all right, so here's
84, 85.
Got you. So the picture is 1984, 85, Harlem, the Rooftop, disco roller rink. Brucie B is the main DJ there. You're recording your tapes. You're selling them in the streets to the street hustlers. But let me ask you this: what was the difference between your tapes versus a lot of the other recorded DJ, you know, because, you know, there was other tapes out, right? You know, Park Jam tapes and, you know, Flash and, you know, Theodore.
Yeah, but they wasn't.
What was the difference between yours and theirs?
The difference between mine and theirs, mine was live. And the music I was playing, it was live and it was on roller skates. So I would play reggae, I'll play hip hop, I'll play R&B, you know, I would play like music, like, you know, I would play gospel, you know, I used to play this Al Green record that was a gospel record. It was the music I was playing, you know, like, you know, that would make my tapes different, and it was live. And then I used to do like the acapella with the beats, but everything was live, you know, and then like, it was like, okay, because I had I always had heavyweights with me. Like I had Hollywood for a couple of years in there with me in the Rooftop. I would think it became like a show. You know, we had routines with the girls that skate, you know, everybody knew like on certain records, you know, or, you know, what to do, you know, it's like we had this spotlight in the Rooftop where as soon as I turned on the spotlight, like everybody would stop in front of the spotlight and just start dancing on the skates. And then, you know, we'll turn it off and everybody just zoom out of there. It was like, man, that was a mean experience, man. That was mean.
Wow.
That was a mean experience. Yeah. Sometimes I get excited talking about it because it's like the energy.
The interesting thing about it, I mean, I don't know if you want to say you single-handedly, but that was the future for the mixtape culture, the DJ selling mixtapes.
Yes.
Do you believe that you were one of the first? I mean, I believe you were one of the first to create the whole mixtape culture. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, I got to start taking mine because it was like I don't want to say the first. I was the one that did it like on a different level where people was buying tapes, but I made the tape game popular, like a whole, like, because like you would think I was selling drugs in the Rooftop the way people used to line up to buy a tape from. And it was funny, the system like this Friday, like today is Friday, right? I would record this Friday, but I'll be selling this Friday next Friday because back then it wasn't a way like you know I had to go buy like a high speed Devon, I wasn't I didn't have like that factory where you could I was just doing it all by myself by hand, writing it on the labels, everything was done. Like I used to sit home all week and just double tape, and then go outside. I'll go to different blocks because I had like blocks I could go to, and like I would make at least $1,000 a day with tape. That's why when people talk about their tapes, nobody made no more money than me in the tapes, in that tape game, because it's how many tapes I was selling, but the money I was getting for it, like, and then I was dealing with street guys. So
right.
Everybody had money. It was like, tapes I was selling for $20 for regular dude. The street guys would give me $200, $100. Yo, how much he paid for that? And then like, I had tapes where I might make your personal tape. Yeah, I gave you $500, but I just want my name on the tape. Stuff like that I was doing. So So, you know, I was doing, you know, I was moving tapes, but everybody said, "But like, how you doing it?" Because I was, you know, and then, you know, once I seen, you know, what was going on, I said, yo, this is gonna, like, I still have my Rooftop tapes now because I knew today they would be valuable.
Absolutely.
Because, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you got them all. I got most of them. I got like over 500 recorded Rooftop joints.
See, and that's amazing because that's a piece of history. And as you could see, the mixtape game in itself became, you know, a very lucrative business.
Very lucrative.
Very lucrative, right? And then from the DJs doing mixtapes, the artists started doing mixtapes. And now, now you have a whole culture and a whole marketing plan when artists roll out mixtapes before they roll out their albums.
Right.
So I've always believed that you were on the forefront of that and helped spark that whole culture. You know what I mean? So salute to you, because you were probably making more on your tapes than you were getting paid at the Rooftop, right?
And it was always like that. I used to always say, babe, I know, whole lot. I'll let them pay me months later. I was doing a nice little number. And this was like, it wasn't even a Rooftop, like every day, because, you know, I would go hit the streets. I was to go on this block. One day I'll go on this next block, you know, and I just walk Harlem and get money.
And see, and that to me, that sounds like the template that Kid Capri and Ron G and Doo-Wop and, you know, a lot of these guys followed.
Right.
Kalu and all of them later.
But then if you hear them talk, you would think they started or, you know, put that, but it was, you know, basically the foundation was already laid. It's just that everybody that came along just added like a new, you know, like a new thing to it. But you wasn't the one that really put it down for you to get that money. Right. Because you would have did it already before it was already being done.
Absolutely. So is this what you did throughout the 80s? Because you said 85 and going into the Rooftop. So is that where you spent the later part of the 80s doing?
Yeah. I spent my like doing that, but then when the Rooftop closed down, now this how the mixtape became, because now I used to go in there and just make tapes for people. I used to just make tapes, you know, put it out, give them little names, you know. That's when the mixtape became now mixtapes. It wasn't live no more. It was just, you know.
Right. You were recording them at home, pre-recorded, right.
Recorded, right. And then, you know, shout out the names, you know, like I'm in a party, you know. But there was already like mixtapes. And then, you know, in that same time, what I was doing too, I was breaking people records. Right. That's what also gave me a name, because I was breaking like Houdini and DMC, Dougie Fresh, Dougie Fresh show record is really Hollywood. That's a Hollywood record. But a lot of people, you know, and they're like, you would know if you ever listen to my tape and hear what Hollywood say on the tapes, and then listen to what, you know, what Dougie Fresh say on the record, you're like, yeah, that's Rooftop.
So I'm going to pause right there for a second, and I want to elaborate just a little bit on that, because that's historical right there. Because when you listen to the other DJs like DJ Cool and you listen to Kid Capri and you listen to Ron G and all of them, you hear a lot of Hollywood in there if you really listen, right? And I always felt like Hollywood didn't get, and I interviewed Hollywood and we talked about this before, but I always felt like Hollywood has yet to get his proper place in hip hop history from a DJ and a rapper perspective.
Yeah.
Elaborate just a little bit more on the fact that the show is really Hollywood. Talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, because like, all right, Hollywood was the type of rapper that rapped off the top of his head. So he had sayings, he had these things that would just catch you. All right, he had this thing. He had this. I don't know what to call it, a song. I don't know what to call it, but he had this thing called Boom-Tang, Boom-Tang. I don't wanna go. That's still popular today. That's what he was doing in the Rooftop. A lot of Bad Boy remixes is Rooftop. If you ever listen to Puffy, the records he used, those are a lot of records I played in the Rooftop.
That's the whole. You know? That's the whole Harlem, because he's from Harlem. So that's the whole.
Yeah. Right.
Again, we're talking about history here and hip hop history, and I just think that some of these things are left out.
A lot of things is left out.
I was just talking with Grandmaster D the other day, and he was talking to me about Bobby Robinson and Enjoy Records, the record store in Harlem.
Right.
And he was talking about how important that record store and that label was to hip hop and the scene at that particular time. And now we're talking about the Rooftop. And I just feel like, you know, Harlem, especially Hollywood, I don't think, it just seems like there's a lot of things that are left out in the hip hop story when it comes to Harlem and it comes to Hollywood and even yourself.
Hollywood, yeah. And if you ever, like, if anybody really, and I always tell Hollywood, you got to get on a platform that you could talk to. I'll talk to Hollywood, you know, we talk like all the time.
Right.
But he taught me the difference between rapping and MCing. Like, you know, like he gave me like two different, like, you know, like hip hop and disco. He gave me, because he was like, yo, B, when I was doing my thing, guys wasn't on the floor. They were dancing with women. Hip hop was dudes break dancing. He said, no, the people I wanted, they wasn't them type of people. So you had two different, you had like two different sections that I'm like, oh, wow. And I thought that was, I'm like, yo, how did that make all the sense? He said, yeah, B, my crowd was the crowd that, party, dancing with women. Hip hop is break dancing, guys dancing with guys, not break dance.
Right.
And I was, but talking to him was, and me, I already knew about him because Hollywood was the DJ that did 15 parties in one night. Here for 15 minutes, here for 15, 20 minutes.
Right.
And he's telling, and I know that for a fact because I used to hear my mom and them talk about Hollywood be everywhere in one night.
From my understanding, Hollywood was the man in the 70s.
Yeah.
And that's just very interesting, Hollywood being from Harlem and Love Bug, and Junebug and yourself being from the Bronx. But would you say that you became the world famous Brucie B, even though you're from the Bronx? Would you say that happened in Harlem?
Okay. Oh, no. Okay. The reason how I got the world famous in front of my name, I went to, just when Love Bug had the records, at the Fever, and I went over to London with him.
Oh, okay.
It was the UK Fresh, and that was, they had Love Bug, Grandmaster Flash, DJ Cheese, anybody who was hot like at that time.
Right.
Went to London. And then when I came back, Chief Rock was like, nah, it ain't that's the world famous because I left the country, the DJ. So Star Child gave me that world famous.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Star Child gave a lot of people names, like Kid Capri, the Black and Tiger Stallion. You get that to Kid Capri, Star Child.
Yeah, and
that's where people get that from.
Again, rest in peace, because a lot of people are not going to be able to hear his story from him. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when did the Rooftop close?
The Rooftop closed in '89 because it was a killing in front of the Rooftop.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So after the Rooftop closed, you said that you just kept doing mixtapes, right?
Yeah, I would do mixtapes. I'll do like block parties. I might do a club here or there. And by that time, I was like doing my own little hustle because I was just, I was in the street hustling, and right. I caught a bit.
So I do understand that you went away for a little while, a few years, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Got you. So would you say that when you went away, that was, the time when the mixtape game again started expanding and blowing up while you were gone, yes?
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, while I was going, it went to another level, and a lot of that was like a lot of Kid Capri, a lot of that was like doo-wop, the Triple C, Double R. It was so many, and it was so funny because I went away in 90, and when I came home in 93, it was so many. I mean, SNS, Craig G, Jazzy Joyce, the Pack, Ron G. It was so many triples. It was so many.
Right.
So like me, but I never worried because that was my game. And then I got a little like chirp with it because it's like, all right, when I was doing tapes, I never had to make a list.
Oh,
I never had to put a list because I felt that by it made it more exciting to hear like, oh, what's going to be on it instead of you already knowing what's on it.
Right. And all the DJs, they would list out on the tape what they played, right?
What they played on the tape, and then like the shout out,
right.
Like they went to like like Biggie give you a shout on your joint, like they had where for me I was getting paid to shout. People like I was making them pay me to be on my joint,
Wow.
So like it's like it's like a lot of things that. They didn't know how I was doing my thing where, they made it where like just to get somebody on it, they just did it for free. Where if I shouted you on my tape, you paid me for that.
So needless to say, you went away for a few years and then you came back. Mm-hmm. You said you came back in 93, 94?
Yeah, 93. So 93 when I came home, that's when Puff sung for me and I got down with Bad Boy. That was my, like soon as I came home, like as soon as he knew I was home, he sung Kurt Burrows, and he put the press like, everything and all this was new to me. Like, it took me, then, sit down, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we do this, we do that. I'm like, cool.
Yeah, because wait a minute. Before you went away, Puff was what, interning at Uptown and
Uptown, yep.
Right, working with Heavy D and Jodeci and Mary and all that.
Yep, and yeah.
Right, so you come back and now he's got his own label, his own company, Bad Boy. It's a different day, right?
Matter of fact, and then this one he's like, I think they was like in negotiations because he was still at Uptown when I came home.
Okay,
that's when he got fired, and that's when he moved and got his own. Well, he was in the working to get his own thing. And that's when, yeah. So, yeah, I was down with them for, but that ain't last too long with me because I was like kind of like a different type of dude. You know, it's like you can't. All right, I hear what you're doing because what you're doing is Rooftop.
Right.
Like I told you before, I could hit it in the remixes. The record you used, it was Rooftop. Or on joints was Rooftop. You know, Rooftop remixes. So and then you know I was told this, and you know like the whole Bad Boy thing was like Rooftop, Uptown, D-Furs. So I was told it, but I just didn't. I don't like nobody telling me how to be creative. You know, I don't want nobody telling me how with things that I made work. You can't tell me how to do my shit. Basically, you know, and then I'm not the funky nigga. I'm not doing nothing for free because I'm always about my bread.
Yeah,
absolutely. I'm not doing nothing for free for millionaires. And just what Cats was doing, like when I came home in the 90s, you know, y'all doing free, niggas got checks, niggas got money.
Yeah.
But y'all rather do it, you know, just to be on, just to be like, I ain't doing that.
Yeah, there was a lot of money flowing through hip hop in the 90s. There's no
90s,
doubt.
yeah, man. You know, when I got into like the industry DJing, the only one who kept it real, 100, and still to the day, Dame Dash.
So really quickly, so you come back and you start working with Bad Boy. Is it that you went on tour? You were in-house DJ for Bad Boy, is that right?
Yeah, I was the in-house DJ, yeah. Like, you know, like anything, you know, like the record release parties and the album release, you know, I'll fly out.
Right.
You know, and I just did all like, you know, like the in-house DJing for Puff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Did you go on tour with any of the artists? I know you worked with Big for a little bit, right?
I never got to go on tour with nobody. I just, you know, I got to do the House of Blues in LA with Big.
Got you.
Yeah.
So when he shouted you out on Juicy, did that change your life at all?
Okay, now when he dropped that record, and then I just came home, and then for me, like it's kind of, you know, everything is moving. As soon as he set my name on that record, it's to right now, it's making me different.
No, absolutely.
And then I use that loop, like, you know, like I say, like when I go like DJ different places where nobody don't really know me, I'll play that Juicy acapella first, and then I'll loop that part, that piece of Ron G, Brucie B. I'll let that loop like 3-4 times, and I'll stop it. Now you know who I am. It'd be like people like, oh, that's
right.
You know, and then everything starts clicking. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's amazing how you can do all of those things leading up to the 90s, right? Because you're talking about you started in 80, 81, right? And here it is, 1994, 5, and this record comes out. He says your name, and all of a sudden everything changes.
Everything changes.
It's amazing. Tell me what this group, the Veterans, means. Talk to me about what you did when you put this group, the Veterans, together.
No, and then it wasn't me. It was Love Bug. Okay, so that Veteran, how that became when the Benjamin came out, right? Love Bug had a mix to it. He would play the Benjamins would Fly Robin Fly. All right, so that's when they had what label was this? I think it was King Mixtape. Like it was like one of them like labels, like a low budget label.
Okay.
Gave Love Bug the money to do the record. So when we went to the studio, it was him in Hollywood. And you know, anytime they go in the studio, I go with them. You know, I'm like the ear for them. You know, because you know I'm older, but I still got the like that younger. You know, at that time. So as they doing the record, they did the record. Then they say, "Be your turn." I'm looking at them like, "My turn." All right. So the parts you hear me, get your groove on, stop playing. And that's what that record was just done. It wasn't like we practiced for the record, we wrote it down. The niggas just went in there and did the record.
This was the name of the record was called The Medicine, is that right?
The Medicine, yeah. Like the Veterans came up because you had Love Bug, Brucie B, and Hollywood. Veterans, you know, you had, so that's how it became The Veterans.
And that was in like 95? What year was that record?
Yeah, I think that was like about 94, 95, because the same, it was, cause it was in that era when like the Benjamins was out.
Right.
So, you know, because, you know, that's like, you know, that was the record. So, yeah. And matter of fact, we got a couple of dollars for that Medicine, too, because after the low budget label gave us the money, got the record. Select Records gave us another check for it.
And they put it out, right?
And they put it out, yeah.
Wow.
I'm trying to think of that. This label that everybody used to go to do their little, and always gave people a couple of dollars. You know, they didn't give you a lot of money. They give you like $2,000, you know. But I think it was King. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get out as we talk. I'm gonna get it. It's gonna come.
Would you say that was your first time you had ever recorded a record?
For me, yeah.
Right.
For me, because Love Bug was on Epic Records.
Of course, yeah. Love Bug definitely had records.
Love Bug and in Hollywood, you know, they was. But for me, that was my like ever record, being on a record, and people like, oh shit, B did a record, like, you know, and the record was hot. The record was like I call like a hood hit. like, everybody like in the all 5 Barrels knew about this record,
Got you.
You know.
So what about the rest of the 90s? Was it just Brucie B DJing? What took care? What kept you busy the rest of the 90s?
All right, the rest of the 90s, it was DJing. It was like the industry parties, because, I like everybody that's kind of like big in the industry now, I knew them when they was interns.
Right.
Tech guys, I know some guys that, they was, but they always kept me, I did all like the Jack the Rapper back then, they used to fly me to Atlanta. I did all the Jack the Rapper. And like sometimes when I talk to people, they were like, Jack the Rapper, they never heard of it because this was going on in the 90s. It was,
Absolutely.
And everybody was like, and then I was doing Jack the Rapper. The first time I ever did the Jack the Rapper was in 88.
Right.
Yeah. It just got crazy when it got crazy when like the money guys came into the thing, the niggas who got money. That's when all that changed, because not everybody, it seemed like Puff started a whole culture of like young guys want to, come up, but, come up, like in the right way,
Right.
He was selling music and he wasn't doing too bad at it,
Absolutely.
And everybody thought they could do that,
Right.
It didn't take a lot of money.
Yeah. Again, it was a lot of money in the 90s and going into the 2000s.
A lot of money, yeah.
in the hip hop business, no question.
So, and then I did a lot of parties, and then I got with Dame, because that's when they did the movie Paid in Full.
Right. So so now here we are. So it's about 2001, I would say. You got down with Dame Dash and Rockefeller Records. Talk to me about that.
So now how that went. Okay, so at that time, Dame's baby mom's, his baby mom's, Linda Williams, was my manager.
Oh, okay.
So it was like, Dame was like uptown. He used to be, he'd come uptown, but he needed me to do the movie. But him and Linda had their, I don't get into, that's, they had their thing going,
Yeah, absolutely.
Court, so but I didn't get into that. But she always pushed me to him, like, nah, if anything he gonna do with you, because that's he told me, like, between, he said, B, just me and you, I can't, and I understood that. She was fine with it. Everybody, and that's how, I got to do, I got to be his DJ. I got to do the movie was like, that was a nice experience too, because we shot that in Canada, the movie. Paid in Full.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. So now we're talking about 2002.
2002, yeah.
The classic movie Paid in Full. First of all, soon as you push play to watch the film, first thing you hear is your voice, right?
Brucie B, yeah, you hear Brucie B, yeah.
So
to the whole movie, yeah,
absolutely,
to the whole movie. And
talk to me about that experience. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, and that's why now that experience was like, it's like me as I'm going along, I'm learning, but as I'm learning, I'm really like catching on to how things is done. I would go do like the voice over here, then I'll go to another spot over here to do the voice. I'll be watching the movie, talking, watching myself, but talking like like I'm doing voiceovers on my voice, over the movie.
Right.
I had got me some entertainment lawyer. I got Edwards, God, rest in peace to my man Edwards. I got entertainment lawyers, and all that was experience for me because I didn't even know about none of that. You need that, you got to get this, you got to, and Puff was it. Puff used to, I learned this from Puff with the invoices. Puff wasn't giving me no bread. You had to give him an invoice.
Right.
So I learned, I learned a lot, doing, but that movie experience it was just the ultimate for me, and then to have my name on a big billboard, and how they, they had like, the music done by, and they got my name as the music executive.
Wow. Okay.
That was big.
Yeah, that's
was
incredible.
Big for me because I'm learning. So people telling me to be that big. That's like you just doing like a resume. That's your resume, dude.
Right, absolutely. So so now here we are. Everything that you did in the 80s, you come back 90s, Bad Boy, and now we in the 2000s with Rockefeller, the film Paid in Full. This is your career is this is incredible right now for Brucie B. So talk to me a little bit about I understand you started your own company in 2005, correct?
Yeah.
And that's
Entertainment.
Entertainment, right?
Yep. And then that's crazy because I got that name. My daughter gave me that name. My daughter used to just call me Buno. I said, I'm gonna use that. And then like I spelled it out with the B, the U, then the no.
Right.
because everybody used to bug out like, D, why you got it like that? Because that's how it sounded to me. You know.
So with your company, you launched a clothing line. I understand that you were, or maybe you're still working on the world famous documentary.
Yeah, I was doing that. I got like right now, they supposed to be doing a Rooftop movie.
Okay.
So
I heard about that.
There's a lot of that going on. And then I had the Love album I was going to do a couple of years ago. But like in this business and the way we was moving, I had this one cat, right? This cat was Kelly, Pharrell. This dude did everything. He did the beat. He did the hook. He did everything you could do on a record. The cat did, but he did all the songs. So the way we was moving, he thought it was some money already being made. But I have partners. It was me, Teresa, and Nate. We got jobs. I DJ for a living. He works for a living. She works for a living. But we living, we got cars, we know, we just know how to do, So when we used to go, like in the studio, I used to always have alcohol, munchies, whatever you do, I got that for you because it was the Love album. And I had every DJ come up there. I had the producer, Ted Smooth, P-Rock, Kid Capri. So what he's seeing all this, he's thinking money is being, the reason I call it the Love album, because everybody came up was showing me the love.
Right.
That's why it was called the Love album. It wasn't, and I know everybody does, in the industry, they know you get a budget, but I wasn't working on that type of time. I was working on Brucie B, the Love.
It was an independent project, right?
So, right. It was independent, but it got to where like now, okay, when it came to the contracts, now everything got cray. For some reason, and me, I was letting him know through the whole process that you're going to make all the money anyway because you did everything,
Right, absolutely.
It's like you're doing me a favor because with me, I know how to do, I know how an album supposed to sound. I know how like an album supposed to be, It ain't no give me 3 songs. I need my whole album be hits because that's what I came up with, the Keith Sweat whole album, Teddy Riley albums, whole album, hits, new additions. Their whole album. It ain't like you put their joint in and you skip into the next song. No, you listen to all the songs because they had good albums.
Absolutely.
That's how I was running my album. And everybody was like really feeling it because they were like, yo, B. Because each song after each song after each song after each song, they were like you couldn't, oh man, you couldn't even tell which one was better. And then to cap it off, what a lot of cats don't do no more, I had every DJ up there.
Right.
The ones who didn't like me, the ones who liked me, because I needed everybody here,
Right.
I needed to, I didn't care if you didn't like it. I wasn't concerned if you like it or not.
Got you.
I just needed to hear,
This was called the Love album. So did you?
The Love album, that never took off. All of like the paperwork that I didn't think would happen because we ain't got we wasn't even signed.
The business kicked in.
I just know how to take care of business.
Right.
Yeah, but I just know how to take care of business where, if it do become something, everybody is going to, you're going to get what you're supposed to, everybody. And then I had a better chance of me, me getting plays because I know all the DJs.
Right.
That's why I had them up there. I had all the DJs, so why not? And then I was showing love, they were showing me love. It's like when you come up to my session, oh man, it's a block party. I got my man Seth Bams from Staten Island. He'll fix like a big tray of food. So I always had food. It was like it was the love. That's why I was called the Love album.
So do you plan on revisiting that particular project?
Yeah, but what I'm gonna do this time, and it's funny because in 2020, that's what I'm doing. It gotta be a passion with me. I just can't go do it. I don't want to just go do it just because I could do it. I want to do it where it's going to be like, oh man, when people listen to it, you're going to know he put some work into this. Like, I want to, so like in 2020, I'm going back to it, but it ain't going to be like hip hop because the album I was doing, it was more like a hip hop album, but it was songs. It was hip hop songs. It was, because these, like, and I call my songs, like, the reason I say song because like, all right, like today music, hip hop music is here, then it's gone.
Absolutely.
It's here, then it's gone. I don't want that with mine. I want it when it's here, it's here. Next year is here. Next, it might play out, but it's still going to be getting played.
Yeah, you want a classic body of work. You want a full album, a project that's from front to back is slamming, right? It's hot, right?
It's slamming, and that's because you only need one. And most people that got that one, that's all they give you was one.
Right.
If you could get 4 or 5 classics, okay, like Mike, you working. But a lot of like rappers, like hip hop guys today, they only could give you one, and that's it. Because after that, it's like it's just like now with hip hop, things play out so quick. So once you win it, you don't get everything you're gonna get. That's it. It ain't no life in hip hop to me no more, like it used to be.
So would you say that that's an up-and-coming project that you're going to work on, right, in 2020?
2020, yeah. 2020, yeah. The videos will be back. I'll be doing my videos again. Cause then everybody said, yo, B, you used to do crazy videos. Because that was my energy. Because like you could always talk good when you know you got some shit. I had it. I know I had it.
Right.
Nobody couldn't tell me I had it because I had the dope. And the dude I had, Kofi, the dude was dope, man. My man Kofi was dope. You know, he lost his way a little bit, but it's all right. You know, because it's like with me, I'm never mad. I'm never holding no grudges. You know, it's none of that. You know, it didn't. You know, it wasn't meant to be.
That sounds like one project in the future. What else would you say that Brucie B is working on now?
Right now, I'm just keeping my name relevant because that's what I DJ. That's all I want to do. That's my thing. I like to be. I'm the dude that like when you have a bad week and you come party with me, you don't care about it no more. Like.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just like to DJ and rock parties, and I mean like rock, nobody standing around and looking at, who came in and who's in the building. Nah, man, we in here, man. You paid your money to have fun. You pay your money to hang around and look at the next dude or, be over there with, nobody,
Right.
So I play in salsa every Thursday. I've been in salsa for 5 years, every Thursday. Salsa from Cuervo.
Wow.
I do Glen Royce. I've been doing that for 5 years. That's every second Sunday of each month. I've been doing that for 5 years. But that's what I do, like anywhere, I make a resident, I'm going to get people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I know how to play music, I play, and I play all music. I don't just play old school because like sometimes people try to put me in a category because I'm an older DJ. They try to put me, nah.
Right.
I play anything, new, old, whatever.
So clearly.
Because I know how to play music.
Right. So clearly what keeps the world famous Brucie B busy in 2019 is rocking parties and rocking the clubs.
Rocking parties. Yeah,
obviously, right?
Out of town, in town, no matter where I'm at.
Right, I got you. So I want to ask you a few more questions before we get out of here, but I want to talk to you about the mixtape game,
okay.
The history with Brucie B being a part of the foundation of mixtapes and mixtapes becoming a very lucrative business and a primary, marketing tool for artists as well as DJs through all these years. How do you feel about the mixtape game, from the beginning to now? How do you feel about it currently?
Well, currently it's like it had its run, like the mixtape thing, because now we in like a whole different because like everything is more downloads and stuff like that
and streaming.
So
right,
it's like it's really like now it's really like easy to get music. So it ain't like okay, like when I was doing a mixtape, it was people wasn't really like you couldn't really get the music, or it was like you would have it but you didn't even know you had the record that could like I broke a lot of records off an album, like if somebody was playing like the main cut, I'd be playing like the second, third single, like the mixtape. I don't really see that no more because, I see, I do flash drives now. So now, it's like I'm sitting around and I thought of it. Doo-Wop made the move first. But I thought of it. I was like, yo, I need to put, if I could, because every car got a USB in it now. From 2013, they've been putting USBs in the car.
Right.
Flash drives.
And
that's what I've been doing.
Absolutely. So the physical delivery of the mixtape has definitely changed from cassettes to CDs to
CDs, now it's flash drives.
To flash drives and even just straight digital, right? But the actual concept, it seems to me that doing a mixtape or a tape, it's not a physical tape. Would you just say that the whole concept really now is just promotion? It's just a promotional tool.
Yeah. And it's been like that when the artists started doing the mixtape before their album. That's when it became promotional, because it's like the money from it been left from it when the artists started doing their own, and when the record companies started doing their own mixtapes. That's when because what they were doing with their mixtape is give it away. They wasn't selling it. So now, all right. So now, if I go put out a mixtape and try to sell it, they won't buy it from me when they know that they could go over here and get a mixtape from the company, which always got like a sweet DJ putting it together for them anyway. So it's like, but they make their money back because once they like drop their album, they get their money back.
Right. It's a promotional tool, no question. But I just would like to salute you and what you did, because you helped create a phenomenon that every DJ and every artist eventually wanted to be a part of, participated in, and made a lot of money on. So, I just want to salute you, Brucie B, for helping start.
Yes, man. Yes, Rip, man. I appreciate that.
The whole mixtape phenomenon. So, before we get out of here, Brucie B, can you give me one story, one flashback experience that our listeners might not know, one historic memory of something that happened that you could share with us?
Well, no, what I could share with you, it was a moment in the Rooftop where you could see Hollywood command a crowd, and the routines we used to do, used to be on roller skates, and I used to play Set It Off. Right. And he used to be rhyming, right? And then he'll he'll say something, and then I'll just scratch the beat. But when I as soon as I drop it, everybody on roller skates used to just jump to the beat, and then never can explain it how they knew to do it, and Call Hollywood will tell you, everybody on roller skates used to just jump on the one beat, and you can hear it go, bam. Anytime, and I did it 3 times, because I always, I don't do it one time. He'll do it, we go do it again, and he'll Brucie scratch it up, and then once I drop the beat, everybody on roller skates will go, bam. The saddest thing for me with the Rooftop era is that I don't have a lot of footage to show how that was on roller skates.
So how do you feel about, because I have heard of rumors of, and we mentioned it earlier, how do you feel about the Rooftop documentary? I think it's going to be incredible.
I feel real good about it. I just want it to be as authentic that they could possibly make it. Don't sugarcoat nothing, because good things happen, bad things happen. But it was more good things, because with the movie Paid in Full, they touched on a lot of stuff, but they didn't, because for me, when I say that, at the end of the movie, I would have put AZ in it, because he's still alive. You're telling his story.
Right.
Why not put him at the, cause a couple of movies did it where, you would see them put the original, Dolomite. Eddie Murphy ended the movie with original Dolomite movie, the original Dolomite story he was telling. He ended the movie with that, showing you the original of it.
Right, absolutely.
That'd have been dope,
It would have been.
That'd have been dope.
I look forward to it. I'm sure you're gonna be a part of it. I mean,
yeah. But I got the music to, I'm doing most of the music to the documentary, because I got it, like I said, that was me, that was my time, man.
And what's even more incredible about it is it wasn't even a nightclub. It was a skating rink. You know what I mean?
It was a skating rink. So and that's what made it crazy.
Absolutely.
You skate till about 3 a.m. You dance for an hour to 4.
Incredible. So what's next for DJ Brucie B?
Well, like I said, in 2020, I should be dropping something. I got a couple of R&B cats, young, Jaheed, Kobe. I got some R&B young cats, nice, because I can't co-sign that ain't right. So, but, they nice, and I'm just here, to help them, build a brand, and help me build my brand, because I got a company, Castle and Clay, Teresa, my man Nate, Icon Music, and I'm just here, man. I just want to be a part of this music scene forever. Yeah, I want to be like the Quincy Jones of the mixtape, You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
You
Absolutely.
just here, doing my thing, man.
Well, we look forward to the next chapter in the world famous Brucie B's travels. So, with that being said, how can our listeners follow you?
Oh, any social media that they got, just TWF Brucie B. The Snapchat I don't got, but everything else, the LinkedIn, the Instagram, Facebook, anything, I got it. Brucie B got it. I got, the music is always available. I got the flash drives. In the flash drive, I have put out 3 flash drives already. The first flash drive got about 3 days of music, because it was my first one. So, and I put out a lot of Rooftop stuff on there.
So how can people get these flash drives to get some of that classic music?
You'll hit me in the inbox. You just go on my page, because I got flyers for it. I got the promos for it. Or hit me up personally, because I like to be hands on with that. I always like to meet my people. I like to meet people.
Absolutely.
I like to meet DJs. I like to because and then I meet a lot of DJs. Through my music. Because, people like, yo, my mom used to go to your spot and she used to tell me about you. And I get it. Yeah. And, and it just be like stories. I like, it'd be good stories,
Right.
Like, she was a lion. I was in the park. I do what I do. And that's what I say. I know I'm in 2019 and I'm older than a lot of these other DJs, but I know how to play records. I play records, I know how to do my crowd. I build you. I take you from when you first come in and you drinking, then you just feel it. You just feel it. Oh my God, we going to the, so by the time we get to 2:00, man, we in full party mode.
Right, absolutely.
So she coming all sweating, wiping their head. That's a party to me, because that's how I grew up. With the Love Bugs, the Hollywoods, that's a party.
Absolutely. And I know it's the Brucie B party experience is an incredible experience, no question about it.
Yeah.
So Brucie B, I want to thank you for allowing me to interview you for Vinyl Esquire, the DJ podcast that uplifts the DJ culture and honors our legends. Now, Brucie, can I get the intro to outro the interview? Go right ahead.
Yeah, Esquire, to my man Rip, you already know what it is, the world famous Brucie B, man, the podcast. You got to listen to it, man. The stories are fantastic. The stories are great. It's the world famous Brucie B, baby, man. Listen, it don't get no better than that.
Word up, man. Well, I want to thank you again, and you're listening to the world famous DJ Brucie B.
Yes, man. Appreciate you, Rip, man. Thank you.
Hello world, I want to welcome you to Vinyl Esquire, the podcast that delivers culture,